Welcome. It's Robert Ridpath from Health Synergy. So I have a question for you. Do you feel stressed? You know, it's really interesting. Stress and stressed is one of the number one search terms in Google. It's the number one reason people take time off work, and it's the number one contributor to really poor chronic illness. So when we say stressed, what do you really mean by stressed? See, it's such a broad, overreaching, encompassing term. We need to tease out how you're stressed. And through all our coaching and our clients, what we find is that most people, when they say they're stressed, when we start teasing out, how is it you really feel? What do they say? They say they feel, Robert, I feel overwhelmed. So in this training video, we're going to take a look at this and we're going to give you a new way to think, because the old way is, well, let's just reduce and learn how to juggle more. That's stress management. But in this video, we're going to look at a new way of thinking and some new strategies and some new techniques how to get control of all of this. So I'm going to use some visual aids so you can learn and digest this strategy better, and so you can go over it and learn multiple times. So let's go to that visual aid now. So when it comes to stress, it's important to understand how you're stressed. And most people share this word called overwhelm. There's just so much coming at them. And this could be where they feel they're not in control. This could be where they need more help and support. They feel they have no guidance or direction. They can't push back. Their internal reserves and energy are so low, they can't push back to the burdens and stressors upon them. They feel all this internal pressure and they can't release it. And this picture of the gentleman with smoke coming out of his ears kind of reflects that. They feel that they're so overwhelmed that they don't have enough time to get everything done that they want and that they're supposed to get done. And they've been doing this for so long, like the hamster on the treadmill, they're burnt out. And they also feel guilty. They feel guilty because society has said you should be able to handle all these things. You should be able to do all these things, and they can't keep up, so they feel guilt. Their energy's low. They feel tired. They're not sleeping right. They're not eating right, so they don't have the internal reserves to make stuff happen. They get sick and run down. They've been stressed for so long, it suppresses their immune system, and now they can't handle it. They've related to being burnt out. They've lost their enthusiasm. They've lost their juice. They don't want to do what they're doing anymore. There's no joy and there's no happiness in it, and there's lack of fulfillment and acknowledgement. And what also happens is some get lost in their thoughts. There's just so much going on, they don't know where to start. So how do we change this? Let's go from being overwhelmed and stressed to this picture of the happy face. I love it. So we can look at the 4 quadrants, and in this diagram you'll see there's 4 different quadrants. In the lower quadrant, these are the things that are not important, not urgent. This is irrelevant mail, emails, time wasters, escape activities, and so on. Then there's the urgent. These are not important, but these interruptions can really take you away from your core tasks and duty. And the all-important not urgent, but important. This is planning, preparation, prevention, and relationship building. And finally, there's things that are urgent and important. This is crisis things, maybe medical emergencies, pressing problems, deadlines, preparing for meetings, and so on. Now, what's interesting about this diagram is for most, their symptoms are here. Because they're feeling this sense of urgency, it leads to this sense of overwhelm. They're trying to get all this stuff done. They haven't planned properly. They're trying to juggle too much. Their energy's not right. And also in the lower quadrants, this is the cause of these symptoms. They're doing things that are not important and they're not urgent. They're escape activities. They're wasting time. Or they're doing things that they believe are urgent, but they're not important. And this, again, distracts them from their main thing. And their main thing is the cure, which are doing the things that are important, but not necessarily urgent. Your planning, your preparation, and relationship building, and so on. So what we want to do is shift you from this lower area to this upper quadrant number 2 of things that are important but not urgent. So when it comes to stress reduction, we want you to feel better faster and get back into control. Number one thing, and for many, I understand this is going to be hard to do. This is cutting out non-essentials. So you have to stop doing things that aren't important. You have to delegate. You have to postpone all non-essential activities. If it's not essential, don't do it. Period. No more. Next thing, you have to cut out worrying. Stop worrying and thinking about things you can't control or the things that you have no impact on you. Focus your energy only on what you have direct control over, nothing else. Period. So cut out worry and make it happen. Plan things out. Plan out all the key activities that you must do tomorrow, tonight. Jim Rohn has a saying, the day is won the night before. So plan all these things that you have to do, prioritize them in order, and do not take on anything else. And by the way, if your list has 50 things on it, forget it. You have to key and chunk this down to maybe 3, 4 things at most, and you have to prioritize them and put all your energy on the most important until it's completed. And by the way, you're not going to have time to do all this yourself. So you have to ask for help and support. Listen, stop carrying the world on your shoulders. So many people are doing this. Our clients over and over, they feel this huge burden. Let it go. Stop carrying the world on your shoulders. Ask for help and support from those people around you. And by the way, don't feel any guilt about doing this. Obviously, you've been one of those people where many people have dumped all their stuff on you. So your turn to pass it around and feel no guilt. Ask for and get guidance and assistance because that can help speed up your progress. Also, assert your power. Learn how to say no. I can't emphasize this enough. This will change so much in your life. Learning to say no. Practice and master this key and vital strategy. Say no to everything that isn't essential and don't take on any new tasks. And again, don't feel guilty about this. And finally, march to your own drummer. Only do the tasks that are important and urgent to your job or your project completion. Let other people struggle with all their challenges. You've got to look after yourself first. Self-preservation is key at this point. And again, no guilt for doing this. All right? 6 key strategies you can implement ASAP. So, what are 2 important takeaways you got from this video? And what 2 action steps are you going to take to make them happen? You see, you must take action. You've just been exposed to some powerful techniques that can reduce your stress fast. So what are you going to do with the information? Your stress won't change unless you take some sort of action. So what are you going to choose to do today? And by the way, please help others. Take a look around. Lots of people are stressed and feel overwhelmed. If you know anyone that has stress, please let them know about this educational training program. Thanks. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm Robert Ridpath from Health Synergy.